Hello, good evening. My name is Richard. This is Over and Over and Over Again. It's day 2 of Euro 2022 and we are live. This is the Euros Live Daily coming up the other side of this.
We'll be alright with Ellen White. Take the lead with Beth Mead. Williamson gets the job done and Lauren Hemp is heaven sent. Hear the lionesses roar. Left foot, right foot, header. Left foot, right foot, head. I'm supporting England 'cause it's left foot, right foot, head.
So good evening. So my name is Richard. This is Over and Over and Over Again, and this is the first of our almost going to be nightly shows on the Euro 2022 competition, which of course started last night. I was at Old Trafford for that England victory over Austria. We are going to talk about that game tonight. Currently, Norway are playing Northern Ireland in game 2, which is also in our group as well, Group A. Norway have just scored a third goal already. We've played half an hour. They're 3-0 up against Northern Ireland, of course, the debutants in the competition. Not a real surprise. I think we're going to see a few goals, unfortunately, going in against Northern Ireland in this competition. Of course, we play Norway on Monday, which now is a really big game, isn't it? You'd expect us to beat Northern Ireland. In fact, you'd expect Austria to beat Northern Ireland as well. So if we can get a really good result on Monday against Norway, then that would set us up nicely, wouldn't it? And, I'm not saying that we would definitely win the group, but we'd certainly be in a very good position if we beat Norway, wouldn't we? So we will talk about last night. We will obviously look at this game as well while it's going on with us as well. Plus, as well, of course, there is the start of Group B tomorrow. There's 2 games tomorrow: Spain against Finland at 5 o'clock, and then at the game in the evening, Germany against Denmark, the big one in that group tomorrow. So we will look ahead to that as well. Hopefully, at some point we may get some guests joining us. I know Andreas is in London for the game tomorrow. He's going to the Germany-Denmark game. I'm not sure if he's quite able to join us. Hopefully Matt can join us as well later on as we go through the show. So also as well, we will be looking at how the Arsenal women have been getting on so far. Not a bad start actually to the tournament for the Arsenal women. We'll come on to that as well a little bit later. So I think there's only one place really realistically that we can start this show tonight, and that is of course with the game last night. Now of course England got the win, and I think that was the most important thing at the end of the day. When it's the first game of the tournament and you're host, it's never easy, is it? It's just a matter of getting the game played and getting the win, and that's what we did. And Austria are a good side. They were well organised, they were physical, and they made it difficult for us. And we didn't start particularly well. I thought we looked a little bit nervous probably for the first 15 minutes or so, and then we started to get into the game, got the early goal actually, which I thought would settle us down. But fair play to Austria. They stuck at it, didn't they? And they defended well, and in the second half they came forward a little bit more, didn't they? Created 1 or 2 opportunities, and in the end they perhaps they may feel a little bit unfortunate they lost the game, but we don't care about that. We saw it out pretty well in the end, kept possession well in the last sort of 5 or 10 minutes, and saw it out for the 3 points, which I think was so important to get off to that start. Now, big crowd as well, as you saw, 68,000. It was very loud in the stadium, although it was a strange atmosphere actually in many ways. I thought it was. It wasn't. I don't know whether it was nerves or what it was, but yeah, it wasn't the atmosphere I was anticipating. Actually, it was a good atmosphere and it was a big crowd, but yeah, it was a little bit flat at times, and maybe it was just the section that we were in. I'm not sure. Anyway, we have now got some guests joining us live from London, actually, which is unusual to say. It's Andreas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi, good evening, everybody. Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
You had a safe journey, did you?
Yeah, I just checked in the hotel, and then I had problem with the Wi-Fi, and the iPad doesn't work with the StreamYard link, but now I'm with my iPhone. So I hope you can see me and hear me.
Yeah, we can see and hear you fine. It's great. You've got a good picture,
yeah.
which is good to see. It's good to see you, and that you've arrived safely in London. And we've
Yes.
also got another guest joining us as well. It's always a pleasure. It is Matt, of course. Fantastic to see you again, Matt. You all right?
I'm good, thank you. Hope you're all doing well. How are you doing?
Not too bad at all. Was you at Old Trafford last night?
Yes, I was.
What did you? I mean, obviously, I was just sort of talking about the game. I mean, what did you make of it all? I mean, the whole atmosphere and the opening ceremony and everything. What did you make of all that last night? Because I mean, I thought the opening ceremony was good. Actually, I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed the atmosphere. The atmosphere was quite nice. It was building up quite nicely in the fan park, and everyone singing along to Sweet Caroline before and after was always good. It's nice to see that there's no bitterness between everyone. I know I've tried to rewatch some of the game, and unfortunately, the TV has picked up a bit of the booing from some of the fans. I've had stories now that some of the some men walked out halfway through this game because they got, for some odd reason, they were complaining. But that opening ceremony, that was amazing. It was just a shame. I was wondering what was going to happen with all that smoke because
it blew right into the. We were in the Alex Ferguson stand, but in the corner, so almost behind the goal, really, in the corner, and the smoke blew into the stadium. You couldn't really see anything for about 5 minutes. I think if you was at the other end, what stand was you in then last night?
I was right at the top of the fake Arsene Wenger stand.
Right. Yeah, I mean it's a long way up there, isn't it?
Yeah, and it was just a real shame, really, that it was a really nice view. It was just so I had the perfect view of the goal.
Yeah.
Which was brilliant. But and you can see everything. It was just because you're so high up. It's just like I could have felt like if the stadium was rocking anymore, I would have probably been rolling out the stadium.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite high up, that Alex Ferguson stand. I mean, we weren't quite as high as that. We were sort of above the corner flag, essentially, in that sort of same corner that you would have been, but we were sort of, about halfway up. It was a good view, to be fair. It's a low roof, though, so you kind of can't see. We couldn't see the scoreboard. We couldn't see the screen and that kind of stuff because it was blotted out by the roof, which was a bit annoying. But
that's one thing that annoyed me is that you had this tiny little scoreboard. So if there was any VAR checks or anything like there was for best,
I think there's a big screen at the other end of the ground.
Yeah, which I couldn't see because the roof dips in.
I couldn't see it either. No, I couldn't see it either. It was a bit annoying, but I mean, ultimately,
just screen and that you're relying on, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to Old Trafford a few times in the away section, which is in the other corner, opposite corner to where we were behind that goal, and you don't get that low roof situation, and you can get a better view of the whole stadium from there. But I mean, it was good, and I enjoyed it. And ultimately, I know England didn't play as well as we maybe expected them to, perhaps. But the first game's difficult, isn't it, when you're at home? The pressure. I thought we looked really nervous for 10 minutes, really nervous actually, and you could see the tension got to them. And they sort of settled down. We had one or two chances, got the goal. And I thought that would settle us down, but I don't know, we still look nervous afterwards. I mean, Andreas, did you get to watch much of the game, or was you sort of packing and stuff like that yesterday?
No, I watched the match, and I have to say that the first 10 or 15 minutes, Austria seemed to be better in the match, and maybe you could say Austria seemed to be the better team in the first 10 minutes. But I was not surprised because, as you said, the pressure is extremely high on the host in the opening match. We saw this in a lot of tournaments. And so you saw the reaction from Beth and from the whole team after the goal. After she scored the goal, it was more than just being happy about scoring a goal. This was all the pressure came down, and they knew now we are in the tournament. Now the tournament starts for us, and then it was better, and I think we grew into the match and were the better team. But all respect to Austria, who as expected, they defended very well, and it's. As I said before, it's very difficult to score a goal against them. Yeah, they made a good job. They had one or two little chances at the end, but all in all, it was more than deserved that that we have won this first match. Yeah. But you can't say that Beth from the back of the net. She
No,
didn't. It was just a few centimeters over the
yeah.
line, but on
I
TV
mean,
you could see that it was over the line.
yeah, I mean, at the time, obviously, we were sort of behind the goal. I mean, I think, Matt, you'd have been more to the side. You probably got a better actual angle of it than what
Yeah.
we did. And it looks as though it had gone in. Obviously, she chipped it over Manu, and you're thinking that's in. And then, obviously, the defender appeared from nowhere and hooked it out. But I thought it was in. And obviously, the referee signalled a goal straight away. So I don't know what the VAR check was for. Was that for offside, possibly? Because my initial instinct was that Beth had been offside because she looked offside when she got the ball. But I think she ran in behind. I've seen replays of it since, and it looked like she was fine because she ran in from behind, didn't she? It was a good finish, actually, wasn't it? The way she chipped it over the keeper, which was nice. And yeah, I mean, I felt my instinct straight away was it's in, but you never know for certain until obviously the referee, the watch goes off and you see that. I mean, did you know it had gone in, Matt, from where you were?
I had my suspicions had gone in, so I jumped up thinking it had gone in.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
And then you see someone clear it off the line, and you think, "Oh, maybe it's not gone in." You see Beth celebrating, so I'm like, "Yes, it's gone in." And as soon as the referee's gone like that, it's gone in.
Yeah. I saw the referee.
Everyone else was jumping up and down and celebrating, and then that VAR check. The VAR check was to make sure that it was definitely a goal.
Is that what it was for? I mean, I couldn't see the screen. Obviously, you could see it was VAR because the game didn't restart straight away. Did they? Were waiting and waiting, and obviously it's gone to VAR. I actually thought the VAR might have been for offside because I say she did look possibly offside when the ball came through to her, but obviously I've seen that she wasn't. But yeah, I thought maybe that's what the VAR was for. But anyway, the goal stood, rightly so. And I was a little bit surprised at that point that was going to be the only goal. Actually, I thought that there would be more goals. I thought we'd maybe score one or two more, and we had a couple of chances, but yeah, it wasn't the most fluid England performance, was it, Matt? Overall, I mean, it was a little bit. I wouldn't say it was difficult to watch, but when you've seen the recent England games, that one was a little bit flat. The performance was flat, wasn't it, compared to the recent games in particular?
Yeah, maybe it was. I think maybe the nerves, maybe the realization of that the tournament is finally here. You're playing first instead of playing maybe the third or fourth game of the tournament. So the fact we haven't had this opportunity since 2005, lots of these players wouldn't have been at the tournament or been aware of the tournament at the time. So it's a huge milestone at the moment for us to have that. And the way women's football is growing at the moment, I think I saw that it was something like 3.8 million viewers were watching it, and over 7,500 people were watching it on the live stream through the BBC. So it's huge numbers, and it's great to see that that's happening, and having over 68,000 in that stadium last night, creating atmospheres, doing the Mexican wave, singing along, and it all helps, and it's all going to help build much more on it. I think that it was sort of, at times it seemed like the fans were sort of jeering them on, trying to inspire them a little bit. If I had to look at a performance, I think pre-tournament, I have been talking to other people, and I did say that I was asked if Manu was going to be guilty of perhaps not living up to the potential that she has shown over at Arsenal. When I said, well, she probably actually prefers to be in bigger crowds because she likes to be she likes to have that atmosphere, and she sort of feeds off the fans in a way. There's a lot of players that do in that England and Austria team. So it was a huge moment for all of them, and I think they're happy to be part of it. It was very much a predictable game in a way, if you know what I mean.
I thought so. Yeah,
we talked about how Austria are really good at defensively, and it's going to be. They've done it since the last Euros where they got to the semi-finals. So it is nice to see that people are getting this recognition that they deserve, and you shouldn't count them out just yet. I mean, I know Norway are 3-0 up at the moment against Northern Ireland.
3-0, yeah. I mean, Northern Ireland aren't looking that great, are they? Let's be honest. But
I
mean, Norway are a good side. We know Norway are a good side, and we got them next, haven't we?
Yeah. Well, nearly a fourth one there.
Yeah, they've been all over them, really, to be fair. But You know, I mean, I'm sure we'll have an opportunity against Northern Ireland to score a few goals. We already scored 10 against them in the World Cup qualifiers in the 2 games, didn't we? So I'm sure we've got an opportunity there. All they nearly scored, actually, Northern Ireland, instead of shot there. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I wasn't surprised by anything about last night's game, really, because we knew what Austria were about. They're very strong, physical. They're a tough team to break down. And the first game, when you're the host at home, is a tough game. It is, because you are nervous and you've got a lot of expectation and pressure. And like you said, the audience, that were obviously 68,000 in the ground, and, you know, a worldwide audience. Everybody was watching that game because it was the only game played last night in the tournament, and it was the first game. It's England and everything else. So yeah, there was a huge pressure on them, but it was, for me, it was good that we came through it with the 3 points. That was the only thing that mattered, really. I wasn't overly bothered by the performance particularly. Yes, I think we'll play better as the tournament goes on. Hopefully we progress further, we'll improve. But for me, the most important thing, the only thing that mattered, was winning that game. And I mean, obviously, from our point of view, we were all, I'm sure, delighted it was Beth that scored the goal. You know, to the first goal of the tournament as well. And it was, it didn't hit the back of the net, as Andreas said, but it doesn't matter. It was a goal and it counted, and it proved to be the winning goal. And I think that was good as well, that, you know, an Arsenal player gets the headlines on day one. And hopefully there'll be a few more Arsenal players getting headlines in the next few weeks as well. I'm sure there will be. So, but yeah, the result was the most important thing. I mean, Andreas, what did you sort of? Obviously, I know this group's difficult at the moment. You know, Northern Ireland are going to be the whipping team, aren't they? Everyone's going to probably beat them. I mean, it's difficult to judge Norway on this first half because they're not playing against a great opposition either. Let's be honest. How do you, after seeing last night's game and perhaps some bits of this game today, how can you see the group kind of playing out? Obviously, we've got Norway to play on Monday, which is going to be really tough, isn't it?
Yes, this will be a really tough match, but we shouldn't forget that we started against Austria. This is not the weakest team in this tournament. If we had started against Northern Ireland, I think a lot would have been easier for us. But we said it before. Austria has a very good defense. Remember the last Euros? I think they conceded 1 goal in the whole tournament also. So it was a really difficult task for the first match, and as you said, the 3 points are what is counting. And the next match against Norway will be tough, and I think this will be the match which will decide who goes through as first and second in the group, because normally Norway should beat Austria too, but you never know. And Northern Ireland, they will be. They should just enjoy being part of this Euro. There's nothing more possible. And for the goal, it was just brilliant from Beth, but also the assist from Frank Kirby was really good. And Beth made the best out of this situation by looping the ball over Manu. And then it was Karina Wenninger from Bayern Munich who nearly saved the ball. So. But my first reaction was, no, it was not in. And then the goal was given, and Beth and all the players were celebrating. And then they said, it's VAR check. But then on TV, at least on German TV, it was very, very soon or very quick shown that the ball was behind the line with this goal technology. They show exactly where the line is and where the ball is, and it was clearly behind. So, but and I think after this first goal, we dominated the match also in the second half, and we should have scored a second one. But the longer the match was going, the more it was in their head, in their mind. Please don't let Austria score. So,
that's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah, and we were all, I think, in this thinking, oh no, please not a draw. And so finally it's 3 points. Whether you win 1-0 or 5-0, it was the opener, and it looks very good. And for the atmosphere, for the tournament and in the country, it's so important that England started with a win.
No, exactly. That was, I mean, in the second half, as it was wearing on, and you're starting to think, we didn't really look like we were going to score again. If I'm honest, we sort of lost our way a little bit in the attacking sense, but. Just thinking, let's just get this game over with. Let's just get the win and move on, and hopefully build into the tournament. And that's what we managed to do. And the end, it was a relief when the final whistle went and getting the 3 points. Like, yes, we've done it, which was great. They're just showing the goals. It's half time at Northern Ireland. It's 3-0. And of course, the first two goals in this game. So in actual fact, the first 3 goals in the tournament were all scored by WSL players, because it was Blackstead of Man City got the first goal. Obviously, our own Freedom Ireland got the second goal. Obviously, after Beth Meads won yesterday. So actually, 2 Arsenal players scored the first 3 goals of the Euros, which is always nice. And of course, the third one was a penalty from Hansen earlier just before half time. So, but yeah, I mean, we was going to actually. Why don't we just have a quick look at this? We'll be doing this pretty much every day, but we might as well start now because it has been a very. Where are we? Let's have a look. It's been a pretty good start to the tournament. Where have I put it? I've got so many little videos in my collection here that I can't actually find the video I want now. Where is it? Oh, it's here. Here's the one I'm looking for. So basically, 1.5 days into the tournament, if you like, 1.5 games have been played. And we've seen a few of our girls have made appearances already at the Euros, and so far, you have to say they've all been impressive. Obviously, last night, Leah Williamson, comfortable, I thought, defensively last night. She wasn't put under massive pressure. She coped with everything really well. I thought she led the team well. She had a decent game. Of course, Beth got the goal, the important goal, and overall, while she was on the pitch for an hour or so, I thought she played well. She worked hard. Not everything came off for her, but she worked hard and obviously had a big impact in the game. And of course, the 2 Austrian Arsenal players both had really good games, didn't they? I mean, Manu played well in goal, unlucky obviously with the goal in the end, and I thought Laura was absolutely brilliant, wasn't she? She kept Lauren Hemp quiet most of that game. I thought that was the best I've seen her play actually since she's come to Arsenal. I thought she was really impressive. So a brilliant start to the tournament for the Arsenal women last night, wasn't it, Andreas? I mean, it was great to watch, wasn't it? The way our girls performed as much as anything.
Yeah, from the Austrian side, Laura was the player of the match.
Yeah, I thought so.
There were a lot of scenes when she stopped Lauren Hemp, and I thought it's impossible compared to what Lauren Hemp did in the last 3 friendlies. Laura was outstanding yesterday, and she showed her defensive qualities. Normally, I said that she brings more for the offensive line, but yesterday she was brilliant in defense, and I'm sure she settled in the WSL now, and we'll see a lot more from her in next season. Yesterday, she showed that she's able to perform on the highest level. You must stop someone like Lauren Hemp. It's not easy, and she did it brilliantly.
No, she did. She had a brilliant game actually. That was, as much as I was obviously delighted England won, to see her performance, that was really. I was so pleased and excited by her performance actually, because like you said, to keep Lauren Hemp quiet is a difficult job for anybody, and she did a magnificent job. And I was quite surprised actually that maybe Lauren Hemp lasted the whole game, because her impact was minimal actually. As much as we all love Lauren Hemp, we bigged her up last week, and quite rightly so. But yeah, Laura was absolutely brilliant against her. And I thought Manu in goal actually was solid. She dealt with everything, crosses into the box. She was good. She made 1 or 2. That save just before half time from Lauren Hemp actually was a good save to keep it at 1-0. And I thought her performance was good. I mean, Matt, you must have been obviously delighted with our girls last night. I know I was. I came away feeling quite proud that our 4 girls had done so well actually.
Yeah, I think what really threw me off is because usually you see Laura because she has a particular hairstyle, she changed it up, so I was kind of confused about what usually how you identify some of the players, but because obviously they're with the national teams, and instead of their players, you can't use the shirts numbers, but it was kind of a bit confusing. I thought that sometimes she was quite quiet, but I am rewatching the games back, and I think she sneakily looked at the Man City game against Arsenal in January, and she was watching what Katie did, and she was making so that she was being aggressive and making sure that she would know she was there, so that Lauren couldn't get the better out of her, which is quite good to see. It'll be interesting to see if she can bring that a bit more. I'm going to have to say fair play to the referee, because actually it was really well ref last night. I know there was a few instances where it could have quite easily been a yellow card, but she allowed the game to carry on. And especially with VAR and goal line technology being involved for the first time as well, it is quite difficult. So it was a huge occasion as well. And I think the Arsenal players. Actually, to be fair, there was plenty of Arsenal fans there in the crowd as well.
Yeah, there was a few. I saw a few. Yeah.
So they can't. I think they all just knew, because of the Champions League effort and everything like that. They seemed more settled than anything else, and they were ready for everything. We saw Leah do her nice usual run into the midfield, trying to do those long balls. We saw Laura making some brilliant tackles and try and push up a little bit more forward. We saw Beth go and score goals and try and assist. And there was a couple of times where that final ball from other players, it was lacking. But it might have just been nerves at the end of it, which was a bit of a shame. But that decision making needs to be better, especially against Norway, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be a totally different game against Norway to start with. I think it will, obviously Norway will play a totally different way to Austria. Austria are always going to be, we're always going to be very solid defensively. They wasn't going to take too many risks, and it was always going to be a difficult game. Whereas Norway are more likely to take the game a little bit more to us when they get the opportunity, aren't they? And then it's going to leave a little bit more space for us to counter attack and whatever. Yeah, I mean, we will be a different game, and we'll look ahead to that one probably on Sunday's show more so. But yeah, I mean, I say from an Arsenal women's perspective, last night was a big success actually, and I was delighted. And it seems as I've caught bits of the Norway game, and obviously Frida's playing scored a goal, so it's going pretty well for her as well. So that's another big tick on the Arsenal women's board so far in the Euro. So it's been a pretty good start for us. Terry is in the chat as well. He says, evening, Richard Andreas and a big man, MMM77. Indeed, good to see you as well, Terry. You are well enjoying the Euros as well. I know it's early days, but we've waited long enough for it, haven't we? Because it was held over from last year, and it seems like it's taken forever to come round now. Actually, it seems we've been building up to it for ages, but it's finally here. And yeah, it was a good start for England. But of course, there's a lot going on in the competition. I say there's a game at the moment. I say it's 3-0 to Norway at half time against Northern Ireland in our group, and then tomorrow it's the start of Group B, which is obviously holds a big interest. Of course, Andreas, who's come all the way over to London, especially to watch Germany, of course, play in two of the games starting tomorrow. Of course, the first game at 5:00 is Spain versus Finland. Now, of course, we know the problem Spain have got with the injury problems now. Two of their best players are one of them is definitely out of the competition, and the other one seems like a doubt as well, Hermosa. So Spain's chances suddenly, I know we spoke about it the other night, maybe Spain were the favourites to win the group. Maybe they're not now. And that puts even more pressure, doesn't it, Andreas, tomorrow on the Germany-Denmark game, do you think? Because there's a big opportunity for Germany or Denmark now to perhaps win the group with the problems Spain have got.
Yeah, I don't know, but there's more pressure because both teams will see the chance to qualify in this group now, because nobody has to fear Spain without Hermoso and Putellas. It's really sad, especially for Alexia Putellas. And I must say that one day before the tournament, I was really shocked when I read this news, and it's so sad for her. And I always say in these injury cases, it doesn't matter which shirt you wear. It's just sad for the players, and I don't want to even think how she might feel one day before the biggest tournament in her life, when she's won everything, every personal award, and now unable to play at the Euros and being out for approximately 1 year. It's terrible. And of course it's also terrible for Spain. The whole team must settle. They must understand that after missing Hermoso, now they are missing their best player with Putellas, it will be a difficult situation for Spain, and yeah, Denmark and Germany, of course, they will benefit from this bad luck Spain has had. Yeah, now the situation is totally new. When you said before a draw in the first match between Denmark and Germany couldn't be enough, now it can be enough, because why not beating Spain? They are not as strong as we thought. As sad as it is for the player, the situation is totally new in this group, and I think both will be more careful and will say, okay, if we don't win the opening match, let's take a draw, Denmark and Germany. Yeah.
No, I agree, and I think that the injuries that Spain have got have certainly put a different kind of complexion on that group. Because I say, I'm sure we said last week, didn't we? And you were maybe thinking that it was going to be Germany and Denmark were fighting for second place, and now, like you said, that they've both got an opportunity to perhaps even win the group. And I mean, obviously Spain is still going to be a good team. Let's not get any mistake about it. But it's like anybody, isn't it? If England lost, say, Lauren Hemp and Beth Mead for the competition, then our chances of success would be greatly impacted. Where we've got great players as well, those two are big players, and it's the same for Spain, isn't it? It's going to have an impact. I mean, Matt, what do you think that's going to make a difference? Obviously, not only to this group, but obviously to the competition in general, because now suddenly Spain, from being one of the massive favourites, now maybe not quite so much. I mean, they look more beatable now, don't they, perhaps, than they were?
Yes, especially with Hermoso also not there. That's been huge for them, and it's going to be important for them now to recalibrate. And obviously now they're one player down because they can't bring in someone because of the deadline. So they're going to have to really test out their team now, obviously, with her not being there. Apparently, from reports, it was very similar to what happened to Jordan when she had her ACL that a couple of seasons ago. So it'll be interesting to see what happened there. But obviously, we'll get more details coming down the line. It would be, I think they would still have some sort of plan A or plan B and plan C should Alexia be injured or any problems. But it might be that they don't have that final third ball, or she's not going to be able to get in the end. Someone's not going to be on there at the end of the balls coming in or anything like that, so that they can't have that Barcelona tiki-taka that we were used to seeing in the Champions League. It's a big blow, but it'll be interesting to see how they adapt. That's the important thing. With Germany and Denmark, you never know what's going to happen. I think with how Germany performed at the Arnold Clark Cup and finishing last, I think it'll be guns blazing, and I think Germany will take the advantage now. And I think Denmark will be happy to sort of trying to go for that draw, but I think Germany will go for it from the first minute to the 90th minute.
Well, I mean, it is, that game is so important to the group. To be the first game as well is a shame in many ways. Would have been a nice final game, wouldn't it? When everything would depend on the result. In the first game, you don't really know how important a result is going to be until after the group's finished, I guess. But yeah, it's going to be a big game now. I'm actually really looking forward to watching that tomorrow night. I do think that is going to be a really good game of football as well. Two very, very good teams with very good players. So I'm sure it's going to be a good game for you to watch, Andreas. Obviously in the stadium at Brentford as well. That's going to be really good, isn't it? Definitely be looking forward. Looking forward to that one. We've got Michael in the chat. He says, "No worries, Andreas." He says, "Barca have it covered." Well, we'll see, won't we? How much they have it covered. Tomorrow and obviously over the next couple of weeks. While the group stage is because don't forget, obviously tomorrow Spain play Finland. Technically, you would say the weakest team in the group, and then they've got Germany and Denmark. So it's going to get more difficult for Spain, isn't it? After tomorrow, so that's going to be interesting. Now, I think that group's definitely got a different dynamic to it now than it had last week when we spoke about it before. And yeah, whoever wins that game tomorrow between Germany and Denmark is going to be in a really strong position, aren't they? A really strong position to qualify out of that group and possibly win it. And I say this group, of course, does have interest for us because, you know, we play, or if we qualify out of our group, we play first or second, depending on where we finish in this group. So there is a lot for us to think about in this group as well. So even more reason that I'm going to be watching the games tomorrow, maybe a little bit more interest than some of the other group games as we progress at the minute. But yeah, I mean, obviously, just looking at that Germany game then tomorrow, Andreas. I mean, it is a tough start, obviously, for Germany. We know that, and it is going to be a good game. I mean, what are you kind of anticipating from it? I mean, first of all, do you think it's going to be quite a big crowd at Brentford tomorrow? Obviously, the first game of the tournament at Brentford as well.
Yeah, I heard that it's sold out. 13,000, I think. And as far as I heard in some German groups, there will be a lot of German fans there. Yeah, and I think the team is very self-confident, and manager Martina Voss-Tecklenburg very self-confident. And the closer it was coming to the tournament, I think the team made some progress in training in the last weeks. They said they grew as a team. Yeah, so normally Germany should be able to beat Denmark, but yeah, the Scandinavian teams are always dangerous. And yeah, I know it's not only one player who decides, but just one name must be said. It's Pernille Harder. She's one of the best strikers in Europe, and you can never let her alone. She's always able to score, so this will be very difficult. But the good thing is that she played in Wolfsburg for.
Sorry.
Yeah, Northern Ireland have just scored. Northern Ireland just scored their first ever goal at the Euros. It was from a corner. Norway couldn't clear it. It was a header at the far post.
3-1.
Goalkeeper maybe could have done better, and it's gone over the line. And Northern Ireland have got their very first ever goal at the European Championship. Yes. Congratulations to them.
Yes.
They are still losing 3-1, unfortunately, but they've got their first goal, so brilliant for them. There was a VAR check. I'm not quite sure why, but anyway, the goal clearly went over the line. It was further over the line than Best last night. And they're coming forward again, Northern Ireland. They're enjoying themselves now. And who knows, if they get 2 more goals, we'll be still top of the group, which would be nice, wouldn't it? But it seems unlikely, let's be honest. But fair play to Northern Ireland. I'm sure they enjoyed that moment where you could see the celebrations and stuff. So
I think that shot wasn't meant to be a cross, but I think
no, I'm not sure if it was actually. But anyway, it turned out to be a good cross, a good header as well at the far post. And Northern Ireland have got a goal, so well done to them. Which is nice, isn't it? They're coming forward again. Actually, they certainly got their tails up at the moment. And Norway, maybe I think it's difficult when you're 3-0 up at half time. Mentally, you think the game's won, and you're maybe not quite as focused, are you? And it's easy to maybe not lack concentration. I didn't think Norway defended that corner particularly well. But anyway, fair play to Northern Ireland. They've got themselves their first goal, and it makes the second half a little bit more interesting, perhaps, in that game, because it looked as though it was sort of running away from them, and it was just going to be one-way traffic in the second half, but it hasn't been. So fair play, which would be nice, wouldn't it? I'm not quite sure what's happened there. The screen's gone a bit funny. Oh, there we go. Oh, Andreas has moved. We can't have Andreas moving there. Right, is it? Even though you're in a different country than you normally are, Andreas, with us, we can't have you moving position. That's just not so yeah, I mean, we did get a little bit sidetracked there by Northern Ireland scoring, but yeah, obviously we were looking ahead to. I've got another chance to get another goal. Have they? They might get a 4th goal, Norway here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, they haven't. Good defending actually. Good defending there from Northern Ireland in the end. It looks like it's quite an exciting second half. This has been
lucky defending.
It was a little bit lucky. Yeah,
football's all about. You never know what's going to happen.
No, you don't. And it was a good bit of play initially, actually, and the goalkeeper did quite well, but I think Norway should probably have scored there, if I'm totally honest. But anyway, Northern Ireland got away with that, and it remains 3-1. So the excitement at the start of the second half there is continues at Southampton. This game is, of course, St Mary's. It looks like a reasonable crowd, actually. I mean, obviously, it's nowhere near sold out, this game. And a long-range shot from Northern Ireland again, actually. They're looking for another goal. But anyway, that was comfortably safe. Yeah, I mean, it's not obviously not a sellout this particular game. There seems to be quite a lot of empty seats around, but it's a reasonable crowd, which is good. And yeah, I mean, hopefully there'll be a big crowd at the game tomorrow, and I'm sure there will. Like you said, there's going to be a lot of Germans, I'm sure, and
Yes.
Denmark tend to travel quite a lot, don't they? I mean, there were quite a few Austria fans actually last night, wasn't there, Matt? I don't know if you saw. There was quite a few. Obviously, they were in the corner, wasn't they, just below where we were? But
Yeah.
I saw quite a few hanging around outside the stadium and stuff. They seemed in good spirits and stuff like that, which was nice. And it was good to see them there adding to the atmosphere, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that was the brilliant thing. I remember going into the fan park, and as soon as Sweet Caroline came on, that they were all singing as well. So it wasn't just just all the England fans, and they were making use of. I think there was a Heineken bus that they were all going on and singing, and it was brilliant to see. And I think that's the great thing about these sorts of tournaments, is that you're being close together, and it's bringing you more entertainment out of it. I mean, it's great to see, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of it.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, and it's. I mean, I say obviously last night was a good atmosphere as well, which is nice, and I'm sure that's going to continue throughout the tournament. Yeah, there was a little bit of booing for the Austrian anthem, wasn't there, and one or two other little incidents, but I think you're going to get the bigger crowds that you get. Unfortunately, you're going to get that happening more, aren't you? Which is a shame. But it didn't really. It wasn't that much really, and I don't think it spoiled it. And in fact, somebody near us had sort of started booing, and people around them sort of told them to stop. Really, so that was good to see. Actually, that other people were kind of saying, this isn't what we do at the women's games, really, which was nice. We shouldn't do it anyway, but especially at the women's games. But Norway got a free kick. Actually, looks like Guru Wrighton might be taking this, and she has done. And she's just scored. Guru Wrighton's just scored. Good goal from another WSL, WSL player scoring as well. It just goes to show the best league in the world is coming to the top in the European Championship so far. Good free kick actually from Guru Wrighton. Curled it round the wall. Goalkeeper maybe could have done perhaps a little bit better. Her positioning wasn't great. She was too central. It's obvious that to get round the wall, the ball's going to go in that corner, and she maybe should have stepped across a little bit before. But anyway, it was a good free kick, and it's a fourth goal for Norway. That pretty much seals the victory for them, doesn't it? Now Ireland's little comeback didn't last very long, did it? Unfortunately for them, and it is now 4-1. And yeah, Guru Wrighton with that goal for them, which is good. Terry says there, you can never write Germany off when it comes to big competitions. No, we mentioned that last week. That they do tend to, whatever happens before, when it comes to tournament time, they're ready, and I'm sure they will be ready for this. And tomorrow night, I'm sure they'll be ready for that game, and it's going to be a good watch, I'm sure. Terry says it's nice to see you again, MMM77. I thought you had become too famous to appear on the show anymore after not seeing you last week. No, I mean I know he's got so many things on at the minute, Matt. He's very busy, so we're it's a pleasure to have him with us when we can.
Got to be careful of the burnout as well. So
well, exactly, yeah. Terry says Richard, only 12 to go, and I'll get my CD. I have to play it when England win the final. Yeah, the CD actually. That's the theme song to the thing. That's the CD there. It's called "The Beautiful Game." It's a signed copy there, as you can see, from Pete Drake and Kay Spink. Pete Drake actually was sitting about 4 or 5 rows ahead in front of me last night at the game, which was nice. Wow. So that's his CD. There's 2 songs on there. One of them's a song that we played at the start, which is called "Left Foot, Right Foot, Header," which I really love, and the other one's called "The Beautiful Game," which is the song that we play out with at the end. Both really good songs to help support the Lionesses. Well, I had the CD on in a car yesterday. We were driving to Manchester. We had it on loop, so we played it about 5-6 times in a row. We were singing it in the car going down there, which was good. So that was nice. But yeah, to win that, you have to guess the number of goals that England are going to score in the group stage. Terry guessed 13, so as he said, he's got 12 more to go. Looking at the way Northern Ireland defended in this game, suddenly that doesn't seem such a strange prediction from 13 goals, actually, when we've got to play Northern Ireland. But anyway, we'll see how that works out. So if you want to have a guess on that, all you need to do is subscribe to the channel and then put your guess in. Either put a comment on one of the shows, put it on a comment on one of the videos on the channel, or on our Twitter, which is @OverAndArsenal. I say just put your guess in, and if you get it right, you'll have a chance of winning that great CD. And it is a great CD as well. And as Terry said, play it when England win the final. Yeah, I'll be playing it every day throughout the competition actually, because it is so it's stuck in my head now. The song I can't get it out of my head, so it is good. It is a good, really good CD. So you can win that just by guessing the number of goals England will score in the free group goal, the 2 games that's left. Don't leave it to the last game, because obviously, obviously we'll stop entries before the Northern Ireland game, so you can't cheat, and you can't enter after the games are finished. But anyway, try and get your guess in and see, because you can win this great CD. So yeah, obviously Group B kicks off tomorrow, so it's going to be good. The first game at 5 o'clock, as we said, Spain against Finland, and then the big one 8 o'clock, Germany against Denmark. What time are you going to get there, Andreas, to the stadium? Have you decided yet?
When I want to get there, I hope that I'll be early there. The Germans meet in a pub close to the Brentford Community Stadium, and I want to have all this atmosphere before the match, and it's I think it's a special atmosphere, totally different to league games in the WSL or in the German Bundesliga. It's international tournament and all this. Everybody says this is the biggest women's tournament so far, and I think I'll be there 2 hours before just to have all this atmosphere. And this German fan group said, let's meet in a pub, and everybody will get a small flag so that we can wave in the stadium. And let's hope for a good atmosphere. Normally the Danish fans are very good in singing and chanting too. So I have biggest expectations for tomorrow, for the atmosphere and for the match. And both teams have their chance, and then of course we will know a lot more after the match Spain versus Finland, because I think even the Finnish team will say, the situation is quite new, we have a chance against Spain, let's try it. And we will know whether or how the Spanish team deals with this new situation. If they win 3-4-0 against Finland, then maybe nothing much has changed. But let's see a draw between Spain and Finland. So it will be totally new situation for Denmark and for Germany. Of course, I hope that the German team starts with a winning too, and I don't want to have a quarterfinal England versus Germany. This would be terrible for me.
Well, I mean, I suppose the only way that can be avoided is obviously if they both finish in the same position in the group, either both finish first or both finish second, which that's the only way that it can be avoided. And to be honest, now with the news, obviously, of what's happened at Spain, suddenly Germany have got a great chance to win that group, haven't they? And if they do, then if we do win our group, then we would avoid Germany in the quarterfinals. We might have to play Spain though, which might not be fun either. But anyway, you expect when you get to the quarterfinals, or if you do reach the quarterfinals, whoever reaches the quarterfinals, it's going to be a tough game whoever you get. Let's be honest. The last 8 of any knockout competition is always going to be tough, isn't it? So we know what it's going to be like. So let's see what happens with the group. But it's going to be interesting to see how that all kind of works out, really, isn't it? Terry says we need to get MMM 77 CD ready for the semi-final when he's in. Or maybe just for next season for Arsenal, actually. Perhaps we'll look at that for next season. And Luke is in the chat there doing Luke, thanks a lot for tuning in, Matt. Hope you are well. So day 1 is over. Successful day for England and pretty good day for the Arsenal women. Day 2 is almost over. There's half an hour left of this game. This game looks as though it's over. It is 4-1 to Norway against Northern Ireland. It's going to take probably the biggest shock in football history if Northern Ireland come back and get anything out of this game now. It won't happen, no. Norway coming forward again looking for another goal. So Norway are going to end the first round of matches top of the group, which when we saw that the game worked out, we kind of expected that, let's be honest. I always expected Norway to beat Northern Ireland probably by more goals than we'd beat Austria if that was how the results went. So, that's the the first 2 days of the Euros have gone. What have we made of it so far? I know it's early days, only sort of not even 2 games finished so far. I mean, Matt, what have you made of the competition so far? And obviously the crowd and the way the competition's being received in general by the football public, really. I mean, I've been quite positive. I think it's been quite positive so far, isn't it?
Yeah, and even on the UEFA website, they're bringing up things from the Austrian newspaper. The Austrian reporters are talking about how the English papers are not just talking about Beth Mead, they're talking about Manu doing really well yesterday. So that's the important thing. The one thing I just have an issue with is when you've got a game right on your doorstep like Southampton, they've kind of let themselves down here with having so many empty seats, and it's a bit of a shame at the moment. But I think maybe when England come, that stadium's going to be rocking.
It is.
It's just a bit of a shame though that you've got WSL players on your team. You've got a Southampton team that's just got promoted. Even you would have thought that a lot of people would have been interested in this, maybe because of it being a school night. They wouldn't have probably risked it if it was more of a weekend. They would have probably
that's true.
Done it. But it's a bit of a shame as well. I know there's going to be small numbers as well for the game on Monday, but that's a 5 o'clock kickoff, so you might have a little bit of layoff. But it's I think that's going to happen with some of the smaller stadiums. Unless it's like a weekend game.
Yeah, I'm going to be certainly very interested to see what the attendances are like for obviously the non-England games, to see how well attended the games are. And yeah, there's going to be some games that I think are going to be big crowds. Hopefully the Germany one tomorrow, as Andreas says, and I'm going to Sweden against the Netherlands on Saturday, which hopefully at Bramall Lane. I mean, it's an exciting looking game. Hopefully it's sold well. I mean, Netherlands and Sweden will both have a good following, I'm sure. I'm not sure what end I'm in, what fans I'll be with, but I might wear my Orange England top just in case I'm with the Dutch fans and I can maybe get away with it then. But it's going to be good to see that game. I mean, Andreas, what have you made of it so far? Then obviously the big kickoff yesterday and the way the tournament's being received. I mean, what is there quite a lot of excitement in Germany for it actually?
It's growing. The closer the tournament came, the interest and everything was growing. Yesterday's match, the opening match, was broadcasted in German TV compared to BBC, and we saw some reports in TV and in newspapers. So the closer it came, the more the people realized, there is a big tournament. There was the discussion whether you should call this Women's Euro or only Euro. And the German manager Martina Voss said there is one big tournament this summer in football. It's the Euros. Because many people said, no tournament this summer, we have to wait until December, the World Cup in Qatar. No, it's this summer, there is a big tournament. And more and more it's coming to Germany. And of course, as always, it's important how the team starts. As I said before, if England wouldn't have won the first match or would go out in group stage, this would be terrible for the atmosphere. And so the same is in Germany. The atmosphere will grow if the team starts well, because people now remember Germany is 8 times winner of the Euros. This is coming slowly to the newspapers, to TV, and so it's very important to start good and to win tomorrow. So I'm looking forward. I'm really excited, and as I said, it's totally different to a league match. Just let's hope for a good match, for a good atmosphere, and if the German team can win, it would be perfect. But if not, let's see how both teams perform. I'm happy to be here. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, I mean, we're glad that you're here as well and enjoying yourself, which is the main thing. And I'm sure you've got some good stuff lined up to do, haven't you, as well, for the next sort of few days that you're here as well, a few games and other bits and pieces as well. So I'm sure you're gonna have a great time, and hopefully, you say the games will be good as well, and I'm sure they will. And it's going to be a good sort of 3.5 weeks of football, isn't it? That's the main thing. And people sort of maybe dismissing this tournament a little bit, but for me, tournaments are a summer activity, right? So although there is a World Cup in the winter, I'm not really interested in that because it's not the time to have a World Cup. We don't have a World Cup in the winter. All the tournaments are summer. It's a summer football thing, isn't it? And that's what we look forward to. You've got your season throughout the winter, and then the season finishes, and you can look forward to a tournament in the summer, and that's how it should be. And we've got this tournament in this summer, and everybody should embrace it. And it's great football for 3 weeks in this country as well, which is unusual for us to host a tournament completely in our country. So it's great that it's going ahead, and I'm excited for it. And it's been a good start. The game yesterday was a little bit frustrating at times. It wasn't the free flow in England that we like to see and we expected to see maybe, but it was a good win. And obviously this game has been a little bit more open tonight. The Northern Ireland game, a lot of more goals, and it's been good to see some excitement and some goals as well. And I'm sure the tournament's going to have a lot more of that to come as well, as kind of things kind of move along, really. Obviously, I'll be looking forward to your vlog, Andreas, from tomorrow. I'm sure that's going to be good. We look forward to that. Obviously, you've got some friends you're speaking to as well, aren't you? You said, is that right?
I know they're coming on Sunday for the second match against Spain. And
so, Spain, right,
I will check in this pub and see other German fans. Maybe, I will try to record something and do a short vlog, and looking forward to everything and bring the atmosphere to you all.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's about, isn't it? That's what we like to see, and it's good to get the different perspectives of the different games, and obviously the different atmospheres that there's going to be, different crowds and that kind of stuff. So that's going to be really good. What's the next game you're going to then, Matt? What's your next game? Norway have just scored again, by the way, 5-1. They just got another one.
Will be the
it's offside. Sorry, it's offside. It's offside.
Belgium-Iceland game at the Academy Stadium, so I am going back to walking through walls.
That's on Sunday. Isn't it? Is that right?
Yes, that's on Sunday.
I'll be there too.
Yes, so it'll be good to meet up finally. So eventually, everyone's gonna have met everyone, so that's gonna be good to see.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah, you'd have to get that on camera, definitely. You used to at the game on Sunday. That would be really good, actually. So I look forward to that. Obviously, I'm at the game on Saturday, Netherlands against Sweden, so that's going to be a good game. Looking forward to that one. I think Amar's going to the other two England games as well, isn't he? I think he's going to them. I think you're going to them as well, but you're going to the one at Southampton.
I was meant to be going. It's just a problem with travelling, so I've had to give my tickets away to someone else.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame, isn't it? But was that the Northern Ireland game?
Yeah,
Northern Ireland, yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, well, never mind. But yeah, I know Amar's going to those two, which is good. And I've got tickets for the semi-final, one of the semi-finals, the first semi-final on the 26th as well. So hopefully it might be England in that game. We'll see how. Obviously, it's a bit early to get too excited about that quite yet, but we'll see. Certainly a good start anyway. But yeah, so day one and sort of day two. Obviously, I couldn't do a live show last night because I was not here. We'll be back live tomorrow. I don't know whether obviously Andreas won't be here tomorrow because he's at the game, which will be good. So we'll obviously look out for the vlog for that one. Are you around tomorrow, Matt, or you're sort of busy tomorrow?
I am working. What time is the show? Is it going to be around this time?
Well, I think it's sort of probably 7 o'clock, so it's in between the two games. Because obviously we want to watch the Germany game completely because I want to be focused on that because that's going to be good.
I don't think I'll be able to because I finished dead on 7, so be too much for me to do.
Oh, I know, no worries. I mean, we'll see. Maybe Amar might be around tomorrow. It's Friday, so maybe he might be around to pop on. Yeah, but obviously what we'll do tomorrow, we'll obviously look at what's happened in the Spain-Finland game. The result of that and how that worked out. We'll obviously look ahead to the Germany-Denmark game as well. which will be tomorrow night, and then obviously there's some the games on Saturday as well. We've got Portugal against Switzerland, and then obviously the Netherlands Sweden game, which I'll be at. So we'll look at all that. Obviously, catch up with some more stuff from the Arsenal women as well in action tomorrow. And it's not actually tomorrow. There's not going to be that many in action tomorrow, is there? Only possibly Simone Boy may be playing for Denmark against Germany potentially. I think that's the only Arsenal player in action tomorrow, isn't it? And of course, there could be 4 or on Saturday. Of course, Viv and Stina in the Netherlands-Sweden game, and of course, Switzerland have got Noel Moritz and Leah Wolsey, of course. So there's a bit more Arsenal action, if you like, on Saturday. So loads to look forward to in there, because I mean, this tournament's going to be really good, and I'm sure we're all going to enjoy it. And I say we want to. We want to give it some coverage every night. Come on here for an hour or so, have a little chat about the games that's going on, the games that we've been to, the games that we've seen, and all that kind of stuff. And I say, look at the Arsenal women. So we'll do that, obviously. So obviously, thanks, Andreas, for coming on. I know you've had a busy day travelling today, so it's nice that you could give up some time to speak to us as well, which is great.
Yeah, thanks for having me in the show. And it's the first time I'm in the show from England.
It is actually, which is, well, technically that's not true, because when we was at Meadow Park, we were live when we were at Meadow Park, and you was at Meadow, but yeah, not actually on the show on the screen kind of thing. Yeah, that.
But the regular show, it's the first time from England, so from English soil in my Motel 1 here at Tower Hill. So
your famous hotel that you live in. You seem to live there more than you live in Germany at the moment, don't you? You seem to be here quite a lot.
It feels like coming home.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it does. It's great. So obviously, it's good that you've given out a little bit of time for us tonight. And I hope you really enjoy the game tomorrow and the atmosphere and the experience of it all. I'm sure it's going to be really good. And yes, I know it's probably, it probably won't necessarily be popular with amongst a lot of England fans, but I hope Germany win actually tomorrow. I really do. And I hope Germany win the group. So we, like you said, we can avoid playing you in the quarterfinals. That's what kind of we want to happen, don't we? So let's see how that goes. And obviously, Matt, as well, thank you for popping on tonight, and enjoy your game on Sunday. So I won't be live on Saturday because I'm at the game. So obviously tomorrow I'll go live, and then probably Sunday. Well, obviously, we can look forward to the England game on Monday as well on Sunday. So if anyone's around, of course, you won't be around because you'll be at the game, won't you, on Sunday? You're both going to the Belgium-Iceland game, aren't you? So you'll both be busy on Sunday as well. But anyway, I'll be live every night, pretty much. I will anyway, and we'll see who's available, can pop on and chat to us. And if not, we'll just go through it on our own. That'll be fine. Terry says, have a great day tomorrow, Andreas. And remember, beer is not strong, so drink plenty. Our economy needs you. Beer is not quite as strong as a German beer. That's true. So yeah, you might need to buy a few more. It's probably more expensive actually than it is in Germany. I would imagine at the moment. Certainly, everything's more expensive at the moment than it used to be. Butter's £9 a pot at the minute. Like for a little pot of butter's £9. So there you go. That's what things are in this country at the moment. That's what we're suffering. Anyway, Terry says they should have done a quid for a kid tickets to entice people to watch. Shame we're not selling.
It's my thing, isn't it? It's not my signal, is it?
Yeah, which is frozen now.
Oh dear. That's a good point. The Euro
paid for 1 hour for the show.
The Euros tickets. What category did you get? I know, obviously they're going through categories 1 to 5. 1 being the most expensive, 3 being the most expensive. Which categories did you get? Did you get a mixture of everything, or?
No, I always ordered the first category for I think £15.
Yeah. So
it's the cheapest one, I think, but I ordered in October, November last year, and everything was nobody knew whether it's possible to travel due to COVID restrictions and everything. And I thought, okay, then let's order the cheapest one. It's only £15. I can risk this, and well, it doesn't matter. So maybe we can meet on Sunday at Academy Stadium. I think we should ride. I'm coming by train from London to Manchester, and then
Yeah, that's what I'm going to be. I'll be heading into Manchester as well. So I'm happy to meet you there. Here we go.
Oh, sorry, the internet just
boss
went.
is back.
Andreas has come all the way over from Germany in the hotel, and he's got fine internet, and I've got my normal internet at home, and my internet's just completely fell to bits. But anyway, never mind, I am back. So sorry about that. Thank you for carrying on with the show anyway, and keeping everybody entertained for a couple of minutes here. Terry says, Richard has gone. Can hear the two main stars. Oh yeah, thanks Terry. Yeah, cheers for that, mate. Nice one. Yeah, you know who your friends are, don't you? So it all comes out, doesn't it, when you're not here? That's the problem, isn't it? But anyway, Terry says, great to see you three back together again. Great show. See you tomorrow. Take care. Yeah, cheers, Terry. Thanks for watching, as always, of course. So, yeah, I mean, I can't remember where we was up to now, actually, before that disappeared, before my internet decided to go. You're talking about the kids for a quid, wasn't we? The ticket. I mean, the ticket prices have been pretty reasonably priced anyway. What was how much did you pay for yours last night, Matt? I think mine was like 15. Was it 15 quid? I think mine was.
Yeah.
15
pounds. I've chosen the cheapest of category. As well. So.
Yeah, I mean, 15 quid for an international tournament of top level football is pretty decent, isn't it? In these stadiums as well, these decent stadiums, isn't it? I know one or two games are being played elsewhere, which some of the teams weren't happy about, but I think the ticket prices are pretty. I mean, for kids as well, it's even cheaper, isn't it? I think it's like, is it a €5 or something for kids, wasn't it? Something like that. I think the kids' prices. So I don't think they could have done a lot more with the pricing, really. I think the pricing's okay. It's just, I suppose it's getting people to want to be there. And I think if you go to a game, you want to go to another one, because that's what I've sort of found last night. After going to that game last night, I can't wait to go to the next one now, because of how exciting it is and being part of it all. So hopefully that's what will happen with other people when they go. But yeah, I say obviously thanks to Andreas for giving up his time today after a busy day travelling. Hopefully I say you'll enjoy the game tomorrow. It'll be really good. Look forward to that. And Matt as well, thank you for popping on. We will obviously hopefully you two can meet up on Sunday at the Academy Stadium for that game. That'll be good actually to get you two together. There'll be all sorts of trouble going on, I'm sure, when you two get together. So we look out for that. So that'll be really good. I'll be back tomorrow at 7:00 in between the Spain and the Germany games to look ahead to that and look back on the Spain game. And I say have a little update with the Arsenal women, how we've been getting on. And then obviously we'll look ahead to the games on Saturday as well, because we won't have a show on Saturday, because I'll be busy at Sheffield for the Netherlands against Sweden, which I'm really looking forward to. So it looks as though Norway have clearly won this game. Looks pretty comfortable. It is 4-1 still. That other goal was disallowed, just in case you didn't hear that. It was disallowed for offside, the fifth goal. So it is 4-1. There's about 10 minutes to go. So Norway are going to be topping the group tonight, but still a lot of football to be played, and we've got the opportunity also on Monday to play Norway ourselves, which is going to be a good game. We'll look into that later as well over the weekend. Look into that game. So brilliant stuff. So we'll be back tomorrow at 7. If you want to win the CD, the beautiful game CD, there it is. It is fantastic. Signed copy there by Pete Drake and Kay Spink, who do a great job with that CD. It sounds fantastic. It's great music. And I say the first song was the one that we played in with, which is called Left Foot, Right Foot Header. And the other song is A Beautiful Game, which is on the outro, which we're going to play now. So if you want to win that, subscribe to the channel, predict the number of goals England will score in the group. So obviously we've got one already. So, I'm not going to influence your guess, but maybe guess more than one perhaps, because we've got one already. So maybe more than one you've got more chance of winning perhaps. So that's that. And I'll be back tomorrow at 7. So thanks to Andreas as always. And thanks to Matt. Look forward to everything that's happening tomorrow at the Euros. That'll be day 3 tomorrow. Group B kicks off. Spain, Finland at 5. Germany, Denmark at 8. We'll be on at 7 in between. Hopefully you can join us then. And of course, in the meantime, as always, come on, you Lionesses, let's win this tournament. But the most important thing is everyone enjoy what's going on, enjoy what's happening, enjoy the football, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks all you guys for watching. Take it easy. Don't forget to like as well, and we'll see you very soon.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of the game tonight. See you tomorrow, guys. See you later.
There's shin pads, hairband, rainbow laces, brand new fans and different races. Another camp with COVID cases, an England squad with brand new faces. Here we go, the summer's here. Meet your friends and grab a beer. Football's on, the beautiful game. From St. Mary's to Bramall Lane. It's just a game. But it's our beautiful game.
So that is just the other song, The Beautiful Game. Brilliant lyrics as well from St Mary's to Bramall Lane, of course, which is the two games at each end of the country. So, yeah, brilliant. If you want to win that, please subscribe to the channel, put your guess in for the number of goals England will score in the group stage, and hopefully you can win yourself a copy of that game. Terry says, can you get 2 Terry written on it for me? Well, you haven't won yet, Terry. Let's wait and see. If you win, maybe we'll see if we can get Pete to put your name on it if you win. But England need 12 more goals, of course, for Terry to win. His guess was 13. So that's the standard. We've had some other guesses as well, a little bit lower than 13. I'll be honest with you. Some of the other guesses that we've had are lower than 13. So, but, you know, you feel free. Norway have scored 4 against Northern Ireland tonight. So there you go. Who knows? Terry says, good night, Terry. Good night, Terry. We will hopefully see you tomorrow at 7. I'm off. So enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll see you tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Take it easy, guys. Ta-da.